Hello and welcome to a brand new video. So today you join me for Premier League Game Week 31 predictions. That is right guys, in this series where I talk about each side, give you some details about each side, give you some details about the matchup, and then I'll give you my prediction at the end of that conversation. So guys, like today's video man, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and without further ado, there are literally 8 games left in this Premier League season, so let's get straight into it. First up we have Everton versus Arsenal. So Everton hung on until very late against their Merseyside rivals Liverpool. They only lost 1-0, so you know what, not too bad at all. They are safe for next season, so they can try and push on next year, get some new signings in and go from there. But overall, not a bad result. Yes, they still lost, but only 1-0, so a decent game. And to be fair, Beto should have scored his goal. But anyway, they're up against Arsenal, beat Fulham 2-1. Saka came on, back on the score sheet, so good news about that. But the bad news is they have lost their best defender in Gabriel for the rest of the season. So they gained a fantastic player back in Saka, but they also lost a magnificent defender in Gabriel. So that could probably dictate their season, you know, their title race. Yes, I know the title race is probably, you know, about done and dusted right now, but with still 8 games left and 12 points behind, they still have a slight chance. So, but with that news, it's going to be hard. But anyway, you have Arsenal guys to beat Everton 2-0. Next up we have Crystal Palace versus Brighton. So Palace left it so late to get a draw against Southampton. A bit of a shock of a result because I thought Palace would walk over Southampton, which now leaves them on 40 points. So that is, you know, pretty much safe in this day and age, but obviously this season, pretty much safe at 30 points. In their last 4 games, they have won 3 and drew 1, so their form-wise is pretty good. They're up against Brighton, who lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. That's the thing about Brighton this season, guys. They have done so well. They're still in 8th place, but in some games they do get thrashed, and obviously they've been thrashed about 3 times this season. So obviously there's some sort of problem there, but overall still sitting 8th place. But they'll want to bounce back this week because that loss against Villa was a big loss. But I do have Palace guys to bounce back this week and beat Brighton. That's why I got Palace to beat Brighton 2-1. This game could be game of the weekend. Ipswich Town versus Wolves. Okay, so Ipswich Town were a fantastic 2-1 win against Bournemouth, which now sees them sit on 20 points, only 9 points behind safety. So you know what? Ipswich have a slight chance of safety this season if they can beat Wolves. If they can beat Wolves, guys, this weekend, then they've got a fantastic chance of competing to stay up this season. So this game, guys, will not be the one to miss. Watch Match of the Day for this game, because this game will be a fantastic game to watch. They're up against Wolves, okay, who again have won 1-0 against West Ham. Fantastic result for Wolves right there. In their last 3 games, guys, they have drew 1 and won 2. And I've got to say, they have pulled away from the bottom 3 in great style. Yes, they are now only 9 points behind, you know, above Ipswich Town. But that 9 points, guys, it is a big margin. And you know what, Wolves, I thought Wolves would be relegated to the start of the season because of the way they were, but they have come back and they have in the last couple of games they have came out so strong without Cunha as well. Great news. But anyway guys, I do have Wolves to slightly edge this game. That's why I got Wolves guys to beat Ipswich Town 1-0. Game will be one to watch, but I put it down as 1-0, but it could be very exciting end-to-end stuff. You know what I'm saying? Next up we have West Ham versus Bournemouth. So West Ham let my boys Leicester City down this weekend for letting Wolves, we beat them 1-0. So yeah guys, it has not been plain sailing for Graham Potter at West Ham. I've seen a lot of talks right now saying West Ham made a massive mistake getting rid of David Moyes. And I've got to say that Graham Potter has not really improved the West Ham side. I've got to admit that. You know, West Ham, they've had a strange season, but we shall see what happens. But yeah, Graham Potter has definitely not strengthened up West Ham. They're better under David Moyes, in my opinion. But anyway, they're up against Bournemouth, who got their top 7, top 8 Europa League, Europa Conference League status destroyed. That is right, guys. They lost 2-1 to Ipswich Town and now sit 4 points away from 7th. Yes, it's not that much, but Bournemouth keep losing games now, and they are slowly dropping down that table. They're sitting 10th. Overall, they're still a fantastic season, but they are losing that top 8, top 7 status. So just on that, guys, I do have this game to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up, we have Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. So right, these two sides, man, are both in form right now. Villa have got Marcus Rashford scoring goals again, and it is great to see, guys. He is now coming out of his shell. He is now gaining confidence, and you can see that in his play as well. He's looking very good. Marco Asensio, he just keeps scoring as well, and you know what? That is two that is 2 winter signings they made, during January, and both of them are literally bossing. Fair play to them right there. They're up against Nottingham Forest, beat Man United 1-0. Yes, great result. They did hang on towards the end, but overall though, guys, like I say, getting the results is all that matters, and to hang on to 1-0 against Man United, great result. They do sit in 3rd place, and they are pretty much got that top 4 finish this season. So guys, this game will be a very exciting game, so that is why I've got this to end as a 2-2 draw. We have Brentford versus Chelsea. So this is a London derby clash. Brentford lost 2-1 to Newcastle at the weekend. You know what though? Brentford, man, they are such a good side this year, and they put up a great fight against Newcastle. Brentford do sit in 11th place, one of their highest finishes for a while, so you know what, they can still get even higher if they keep winning games, but this game will not come any easier because they're up against Chelsea, who beat their London rivals Spurs 1-0. That is right, man. Yeah, you know what? Chelsea are picking up these points. They're not beating teams easy, but they are getting the results, and that's all you can ask for. They welcomed back Cole Palmer, their star striker, and he got an assist on his game back. So you know what? Can he now provide them to safely 4th place? We shall find out. So guys, just on that, I do have this game to end as a Chelsea. I've got Chelsea to beat Brentford 2-1. Next we have Fulham versus Liverpool. So Fulham lost 2-1 to their London rivals Arsenal. But you know what though? They do sit in 9th place, and they are still in with a slight shot of a top 7 finish, top 8 finish this year. If they keep grinding out results like they did do at the start of the season, then they could be in for a good shout. Marco Silva has asked more from their summer signing, Emile Smith-Rowe. He hasn't been scoring many goals, not been playing that well either, and Marco Silva has challenged him to get better. So as soon as I thought he might boss it this season, but again, you see why Arsenal got rid of Smith-Rowe. It's just, he's lacking some sort of motivation and confidence, and it's showing at Fulham as well. They're up against Liverpool, who beat their Merseyside derby rivals Everton 1-0. Yes, only 1-0, but still, guys, 1-0's, if you're winning, that's all that matters, and they sit 12 points clear at the top of the table. Diego Jota, man, what an underrated player. People don't understand how underrated Jota is. What a player, honestly, man. He scores goals, he works hard, and I believe, guys, Jota is one of the Liverpool's best players, because he's so underrated, such a good player. Let me know below in the comments, do you agree as well? So just on that, guys, I do have Liverpool to beat Fulham 3-1. Next, we have Tottenham versus Southampton. So Tottenham lost 1-0 to their London rivals Chelsea 1-0. You know what though? Again, not picking up results, and Ange is, again, I keep saying that every single game week. So I did speak to a few Spurs fans, during the week, and they are saying that they want him out and want him gone before next season, or even when the season starts again next season. Yeah, I don't know, guys. They're just not getting the results, and obviously they are so near bottom right now. It's unreal. So we'll see what happens with that. They're up against Southampton, who nearly got a win, guys. They nearly got that win to end the lowest scoring team, lowest point scoring team in Premier League history. That got destroyed by a late goal by Palace. See them draw 1-0. You know what though? A good point overall. But Southampton can prove to fans they are battling and getting results, and and not go downward spiral, lose every single game before the season ends. So you know what? They keep doing that. They've done the fans proud, and that is all you can ask for. We have Spurs to beat Southampton 2-0. This is the Manchester derby, guys. It is Man United versus Man City. So yeah, Man United lost 1-0 to Forest at the weekend. With Amorim now, guys, you are seeing some sort of structure come into place. But again, the problem with Man United is they lack some quality. The only quality they have, to me personally, is Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho. And that is all they have in star quality. And you know what? They brought on Harry Maguire in the last 10 minutes up front against Forest. And I've got to say, he caused more problems for Forest than any of their strikers did during the whole game. So maybe they put Maguire up front for this game and just try and cross the ball into the box. Because I'll tell you what, nobody in the world is going to beat Maguire in the air for heading. So you know what? Put him up front, guys. Put him up front. He's so much better than Højlund and Xerxes, in my opinion, up front. Obviously, watching him against Forest, he caused so much trouble, and he nearly got the 1-1 draw, but cleared off the line. But anyway, they're up against Man City, who beat Leicester, my boys, 2-0. Pretty easy game for Man City. They could, Man City against Leicester could easily just cruise and go to victory without working too hard, because Leicester didn't put up a fight. And Man City will be quite fresh going into this game. They are without Haaland, but they've got Marmoush, and what a player he is as well. So just on that, guys, I do have this game. You know what? Because Man City aren't as great now, I do have this game to end as a 1-1 draw. So here we go, guys. This is Leicester City versus Newcastle. Last game of this game week, and it's my boys, guys. My team that I support, Leicester City. Where do I start with this, man? Where do I start with this? 14 games, 1 win. 10 games without scoring a goal. Guys, Leicester, it is becoming one of the worst Leicester sides, one of the worst Leicester teams in Premier League history. And right now, RuudVanNistelrooy has become the worst player, worst manager in Leicester City history, and also the Premier League history. Personally, he has lost the dressing room. Listen, it's hard because, I wanted RuudVanNistelrooy to do well at Leicester, because obviously what a player back in the day, what a player. He's got all these big names, in contacts. Do I believe he is the man to bring Leicester to a rebuild in the Championship next season? I personally believe he can, guys. Obviously, if I was Leicester City chairman top, I would say to Ruud, look, you dictate, you be strict on what players you want this season for the Championship. We let you, we trust you with the rebuild. You do what you need to do. We'll sell players if we need to, buy players that you want in. Basically, guys, Leicester need a refresh, a restart, and I think Ruud, guys, is the one for a rebuild. I personally believe that. Yes, it's not been going great this season, but like you say, let him be the manager to dictate what players come in, what players go out, start the season. Let him do pre-season his own way and see what happens. But yeah, overall, guys, it's been a very upsetting season for Leicester. And I've got to say, I'm not enjoying watching football at the moment. It is depressing. But anyway, they're up against Newcastle, who came off a 2-1 win against Brentford. Isaac on the score sheet again. They've come out from the cup win as well, and you know what? They're going to sweep aside Leicester. No problem whatsoever. Tonali with a fantastic goal. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? We're not too sure. But overall, though, what a goal. But anyway, Newcastle, guys, will sweep aside Leicester. So I've got this game to end as a 3-0 win for Newcastle. And there we go then, guys. That's my Premier League Game Week 31 prediction. If you did enjoy today's video, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and thank you for all the support on the channel recently. It's been going well, so thank you for that, guys. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Premier League Game Week 31 prediction. Premier League Game Week 31 week is here. Only 8 games left, guys. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good night, yeah?